Neil, first of all, lovely to meet you. How have you settled into was it your first 10 days or so at York City?
Yeah, we've settled in quite well actually. Obviously we've had a couple of half decent results, we'll say, a draw and a win. Getting to know everybody, as I say, we've got a lot of people trying to meet everybody at the football club, not just the players but the staff, and that's the way we do it because everybody's involved together. So yeah, it's been really interesting, but it's been good.
You live relatively nearby. I know you've been covering Scunthorpe for our colleagues at BBC Humside, haven't you, for the last year or so, something like that. But you must have still been keeping a bit of a close eye on York City in the background, just because you live nearby. What have you made of what's happened here in the last 12, 18 months?
Well, I've seen him a number of times, and obviously when there's new owners and half ownership and grounds, it's always difficult. I say enough difficult times at Scunthorpe United trying to sort that situation out. So we've come into it as quite calmly, really. I think we've missed most of the drama that's gone on. But there's a lot of work to do on and off the pitch, what we're getting stuck into, but we've been made really, really welcome. I must admit, everybody's been so friendly, and it does that when you have a couple of results.
Well, it does, because the manager, when he first came in, I think he said he needs something like, he worked it out, probably 1.9 points per game to try and get to that top 7. Well, you're averaging 2 points. Yes,
that's a good start. And to say it's a tough ask. We want to push ourselves, and the manager definitely wants to push everybody else, and the players can tell that they've got a manager who will push him, he will look after him, he will help him, but he'll push him trying to get as many points as we can and get up that league.
Do you start from a decent place as well, having worked with Neil before? It's not as if you're both coming in fresh and you haven't to actually learn how each other works as well as learning about the players.
Well, I do, because I've worked for him for 10 years, so I know what to expect. And not only have I worked with him, we played together 25 years ago when we first started, so I know everything about him, how he works and everything. The other staff are learning that. Tony McMahon, who's been brilliant since the manager's come in, because he's known what's going on at his football club, he's done a good job, but all the staff have all pulled together, and you can tell there's a happy camp with the staff, and then the players rebound off that and can say that everything's going all right, we're pushing in the right direction, so everybody knows that.
I'm guessing the players are pleased that there's actually some clarity at the minute, because there hasn't been in the past.
Yeah, and it's always difficult. I've been a player, you don't know what's happening, is they make excuses. But there's no excuse at the moment. We're pushing forward, we're trying to change things on and off the pitch, how we do things. The football club are backing us all the way. There has to be a few people to be out the football club, because we've got too many bodies, and that's what we're working on at the moment. But I say the boys are having a right good go for us, and at times we haven't played well, but the boys are sticking in together and showing a little bit of fighting spirit, which you're going to have to do.
Talk about the performance at the weekend. Neil told us at full time that bits he was happy with, bits he wasn't that happy with. One of the people that I think you both must have been pleased for was Ryan Whitley, who's come in for a bit of criticism recently, made a couple of mistakes in recent games, some before you got here. But he had a really good game on Saturday.
As we say, I think when a new manager comes in and the manager's calm, everybody starts on a fresh, and I think he has started on a fresh. There was a lot of really good performances, and the manager was over the moon with some of them, because he didn't expect that. But they showed up, they've got the shirt, and that's what the manager said, you've got the shirt, you lose it. And that's what we've done. As you said, there's a lot of good things happened Saturday. There were some disappointing things that they went back to type, they went back to what they've done in the past. And we just needed to be brave in possession even more, and I know the fans were, get it forward and do this, but we're going to play out from the back, and we're going to try and make overloads that way, and that's how we want to play.
When players are reverting to type, how easy is it to get those messages on to say, no, that's not what we want you to do?
No, it's not easy, but they know, and as I said, we've only been here, 10 days we've been here, and the boys now have got it. Callum Howe's worked with a manager before. The boys are taking things on board quicker than we thought, to be honest with you. I say we saw it in the first game, we've seen a bit more in the second game. Hopefully as the season goes on, they'll take more and more on board that we're getting out to them, and they'll know what to do instead of us shouting and telling them.
And on Saturday, was it a bit of going back to basics with the formation, the way you played?
Yeah, I think people think 4-4-2s are staying in your positions, and we didn't play like we want our wide men to come in the hole. We want to have one of our centre forwards to drop in and one play high. First half we didn't really get that, but second half we played a lot better. It was helping to play higher tempo and pressing, and I think that's when we looked really good. As I say, obviously the sending offs helps us a little bit, but you're going to get them decisions in this league. Some of the referees are not the best, and I think we had the decisions on the day. And they are a really good side who was playing against them, one of the better sides in this league. Due to circumstances, they're in. I feel for them, like we all do. But it's what about we did, and scored 3 goals at home and got the 3 points, was the most important thing.
And it was great to see substitutes have an impact as well when they came on.
And we've told that, and the manager's told them the first thing, it's not about, and it's not just about the starting 11 or the 5 subs, it's about the other lads who get left out. They need to be ready to play, and say if we have to work them hard the day before a game and they're not involved, have to be ready for the next game, because I think over the next 6 weeks we've got 10 games, so everybody's going to be used.
Can I ask you about the decision to put a goalkeeper on the bench? Neil told us last week that he wasn't happy with the situation. He wouldn't have a goalkeeper on. He thinks the National League should allow more substitutes. So it was a bit of a surprise then, 24 hours later, to see a substitute goalkeeper. What was the thinking? What changed?
Well, we had in the squad, and obviously we were the illness overnight, so that changed it. So instead of bringing somebody in, we just stayed with that, and Roy went on the bench. There was nothing in it really, just how it was meant to be.
So does that mean then going forward again there won't be a substitute goalkeeper?
We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. We believe that some of our players need to get a bit more fitness. So if we're going to keep them back and do a little bit more work and coming back from injuries, we have to go down that route. We will go down that route.
You now go to Oldham tomorrow night. Always going to be a tricky game. They haven't had the greatest start. They now have got rid of their manager as well. What are you expecting from them?
Well, it's always a tough place to go. We've always found it difficult when we've gone there. I think they'll be organised. I think they'll probably be a little bit safer than they have been. They played a little bit open, conceded a lot of goals. So I think Tom will get them organised. Probably make 1 or 2 changes. They've got a big squad, a bit like ourselves, a lot of players, and I think they'll make some changes and freshen it up. It's always going to be tough. We need to make sure we're on our guard and make sure we do our job properly. We will look at them, but it's going to be what we do and not what they do.
Not ideal timing for the managers to go for it from a York City perspective, would you say? Because the crowd and everyone will get a boost.
Yeah, they will get a boost, but that's what happens in football regularly. How long do you stay in a job? You just don't really know at the minute. Sacking season's started. It's our chance to go there, but I think it's our chance to go there and try and get the wins. That's the main thing. You
mentioned Callum Howe. How is he? Is he fit and available now?
Callum Howe was in this morning, trained. We will wait until tomorrow to make a decision. That's it really, because obviously he wasn't too well, but we'll give him another 24 hours and we'll make a decision tomorrow.
Is that now a difficult decision if he is ready because of how they played on Saturday, or not?
No, that's what we want. That's what we want. Everybody fit, everybody pushing. The manager's not scared of making decisions. The manager will change winning sides, not be a problem with that. We have to put the right side out to what we think will win the games.
Anyone else not available, or players coming back to us? How's Alex Woodyard and people like that?
Yeah, Alex is training today. Alex is training really today. We need to get his stats up a little bit more, but he's trained really, really well. He's still a little bit behind, so he won't be involved. But I think the squad will be the same. Just looking at it, we'll just see how Cal is tomorrow and go from there.
I think lots of people see when he's fit, Alex Woodyard playing alongside Dan Batty. I think that excites lots of York City fans. Can you understand why? Yeah,
I can. I've seen a lot of them, and Batty's still catching up. Is he going to be able to play the next 10 games in 6 weeks? We don't know till we get used to it. So we're going to need them all fit, and I think the manager's told them that you're going to be ready because you might just be thrown in when we need you. So the boys have trained really well this morning. The boys that started on Saturday have done a little bit. The rest have trained really well. There'll be a grouping tomorrow morning, getting ready for the next 2 or 3 weeks because we need them, and we'll go from there.
Jack Stott, Callum Harriott, are they anywhere near?
They're training, as I say, training again. We need to get some big pitch stuff into it because there've been that many bodies, not ideal, a lot of big pitch stuff. So we're working on them. I would suggest in the next couple of weeks everybody's going to get their chance because we've got a lot of travelling to do and I say a lot of tough games.
One final player, Mitch Hancock, I think he's only been involved once this season. Is he one of those players you think he's going to have to go out and get some game time somewhere else?
Listen, we haven't made a decision yet on who's going out. Some will be going out. We need to have a look at everybody. Everybody deserves a fair crack, and we're going to have a look at that. We will be making some decisions. Some of the players will be staying out on loan just to get some more games. It's beneficial for them. But we will be looking over the next 2 or 3 weeks, really, who needs to go out on loan and from there.
And this schedule, 3 back-to-back midweek games, is that something to embrace? Well, you've got to embrace it, I suppose, but is that the way you would like it, or would you have liked to have a little bit of a quieter period as you continue to bed in? Or can you probably learn more with games than you can in training?
Yeah, you can learn more. Just the way the season is, you know we're going to play Saturday, Tuesday, and there's going to be some long journeys, and everything has to be done right. You have to prepare right and make sure all people are fit, because the manager is not shy to change teams, winning teams. As I say, we will make some big decisions, but that's what we get paid for. We need to bring fresh people in because we want all our players fit all season, not getting injuries as possible.
How important, after taking so long to get that first win, though, is that you get a positive result tomorrow night?
A positive result starts in the performance. It's all about, we keep saying to the place about performance. Results will take control of themselves. Yet again, we need to get a performance in and start playing a bit more like we did for the full 90 minutes we can, not little spells of 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. And players take responsibility of what we're trying to do and embrace this challenge of where new management staff have come in, where we can end up.
That must be a little bit easier, though, to get that point across and for them to embrace it. because they've now got that first win.
It's always better in a dressing room after a game when you've got 3 points, everybody hugging each other and enjoying the time. But the manager told them, listen, enjoy this win. We go again hard on Monday morning, which we have done this morning, and we'll try and get a result tomorrow night.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a few from me, Neil, if that's all good. First of all, welcome to York. I've not met you yet. Really good to see how you've been settling in.
Settling really well. So I've been made really welcome. Know a lot of the people at the football club. Obviously I know the manager really well, Tony McMahon. I also know people that work in the football stadium. So really I've settled in really well.
Good to hear. A massive win at Southend, of course, at the weekend. First win of the season. What was the feeling like in the dressing room after that?
Yeah, the dressing room was bouncing. Obviously we controlled ourselves. There was not any of our players got involved with the referee and the silly decisions that was going on. We just took control of what we needed to do, trying to put performance in because we were going to be. It's about performances gets results, and I think we've got a good enough performance in. Yeah, at times we were disappointed, but as you say, we've only been in the building a short period of time. The players will get used to us.
Looking ahead now, Oldham tomorrow evening. They've had a similar start to York at the start of the season. How are you feeling ahead of the game? Obviously,
the manager's changed hands. Somebody will be in trying to get the job. It's about what we do. We'll do our own work on them, but it's more about what we have to do on the training pitch today and what we're going to do tomorrow night. It's about how we set our standards, and our standards have been set. We just need to keep pushing forward.
Of course, it's a big club, lots of history, great fans, as you mentioned to David as well, just like the manager as well, and it's away as well. Are the players prepared for what could be quite an intimidating atmosphere?
Yeah, they'll be prepared. Most of them have seen it all before. We're going to have to do really well for the first 10 minutes, keep the crowd quiet. Because it is a place to go. They do get onto you, but it's about what we do. We'll have a little bit of confidence after the last two results, and we'll go there and try and play our football.
With it being a quick turnaround, of course, from the weekend, Saturday to Tuesday, will anyone be rested, or do you think we can expect some changes in the starting 11?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll check the squad tomorrow. We train on the Monday morning, and then we make a decision on the Tuesday. And everything that we've done tomorrow, there's one or two that we need to have a look at, one or two knocks, one or two bangs, and then we'll go from there.
So,
Neil, first time we've spoken to you since joining York City. First of all, how have you found it around the place?
Really good. I say a lot of positivity, a lot of people I know. Obviously not a lot of people on the training ground, but everybody's really welcoming actually.
And you've got a familiar face in Neil Olly, who you've worked with previously, really good friends with him. What do you like most about working with him?
You know where you stand with him. And obviously we've worked together for 10 years, not only before that we played together, so we do know each other. He lets me get on my job, he does his job, what he needs to do, we get a plan sorted out for the week, what we're going to do, who's going to take who, and that's what we do. We're both on the same page, same as Tony McMahon. We all know how we're going to play, how we want to play, and how our players need to play. So at the moment we're just pushing each other at the minute to try and get the right results.
You've both only been here for 2 games yet. There's a clear difference already playing out from the back. Is that something which you both want to implement going forward?
Yeah, we want to play out from the back. We want to get the ball down and play. But if teams are going to come and press us, then we are trying to learn our players to play beyond the press to make sure that we don't keep playing in front of our goal. And it takes time, but as I say, we've seen enough over 2 games that we're good enough in possession. We can cause people a lot of problems.
And Saturday brought York to its first win of the season against Southend. Just overall for the club, for the fans, for the players and for the management, just how important was that?
Well, you can see the atmosphere at the end of the game, especially when we saw the third. The first thing you like to see is all the players celebrating together with the fans especially. That's what it's all about. And it was good for us to get that first win under your belt and be nice and calm and relaxed and have no problems. And then you get back to work again Saturday night and you're doing your own work for the next game.
And we keep talking about this, but Thierry's goal, the more you watch it, the better it gets. Is that something that he's worked on previously at the training ground?
Well, not while we've been in the club, because we've only been in a short period of time. And as you say, it's a great strike, and he probably calmed everybody down because we didn't settle very, very well. It was probably too hectic early on, but I say when that comes out, he just settles everybody down.
And going into the Oldham game tomorrow night, just like the manager David Unsworth, does that make it a little bit hard to predict how they're going to play?
It does really. We'll know their squad and we'll have a look at over the last 5 games what they've played, and we'll go from there. When we get the team sheet an hour before the kick-off, we'll know a little bit more. But we'll do our homework. But it's about what we have to do on a Tuesday night, not what they do.
And you've mentioned that it is a difficult place to go, Boundary Park, always, despite how they're playing. The average crowd of just over 7,000. How are you going to plan to combat that?
Well, it's about the first 10 minutes really. You've got to settle the stall out in the first 10 minutes and quieten the crowd down by keeping possession if possible, and use it that way, or playing in their half. Not any silly mistakes early on to get the crowd involved even more. It's just about being sensible in the first 10-15 minutes.
And after the performance on Saturday, are you looking to keep more or less the same team?
We'll have a look. Obviously, there's 1 or 2 knocks and 1 or 2 that we have to have a look at. But the manager's not afraid of changing the winning side. We'll have a conversation in the morning of how we're going to go, and we'll go from there.
And selection, is there any players who weren't available on Saturday that you now have available to you?
Well, Callum Howes, he's back in training today. We'll just see how he is. Obviously, he did train today, which is a good thing. We'll make another decision tomorrow to bring him back in or to leave him out.
And finally, do you have a message for the fans?
I just think my messages from the sport we had at the weekend was unbelievable. If we can keep that going, we need the backing. We need this place, especially at home, getting like it was, especially when we score goals. And I think that'll be beneficial for everybody.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.